Yo, what is up guys? It's Legit back with a new video after another grueling week of editing for my mother, and unfortunately for the last video we ran into a multitude of problems with my editing software. So why I'm not using my green screen at the moment is because what was happening was every single time I would try and export, as I don't know if I've not made a video on this, but my computer has a full custom water cooling loop. Every single time I would try and export the video with the green screen clip in it, my pump would just stop pumping water for some reason, and it doesn't do it on anything but that video. So I just exported the last video with the Z77, the War Eagle from E-Element. I just exported that video without the clip of me in front of the green screen. Right now I am indeed sitting in front of it in the new studio, but yeah, so that's unfortunately what happened in the last video. I wish that it didn't have to come down to that because I really wanted to use the green screen, but I still want to be able to be bringing out new videos to you guys. So today we are going to be looking at this new mechanical keyboard. Now, while I wouldn't be calling it new because this is an older model, but this is the Redragon K551 Vara. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so this keyboard was my main keyboard all the way from, how many years ago? 3 years ago. So from 2017 all the way up until earlier this year, which was about a month ago when I got the Z88. That is when I switched. So this keyboard is made by Redragon. As many of you might know, this is one of the most popular keyboards on Amazon because of its really great build quality. It's very sturdy, very, very thick, and very heavy, which I know a lot of people love. And for the clicky switches, these are Otemu blue switches, which I have lubed these. I'll talk about that later on. Like, this is what they sound like unlubed. This is what they sound like lubed. They're just quieter, that's all. So this keyboard is one of the most popular keyboards on Amazon for a lot of the features and the build quality and just the sturdiness of this keyboard. So let's get into the features of this keyboard. So, first feature on this keyboard is we have full RGB backlighting. That means we can change it. Each switch is able to be multiple different colors. Not like the Z77, which I just reviewed, that only has one color per row. This can be multiple colors in any way you want. This has onboard LED controls, which as you can see here, and these controls here on these keys all over here, the arrow keys, you just hold down function key, and then you can change the modes. Over here, another function or feature that we have is this is a full layout, which means we have all 108 keys of our standard United States QWERTY layout, which is definitely a really handy thing for lots of people. Now for me, I definitely do prefer the smaller keyboard now because I am now running out of desk space because I have a whole new power thing on my desk, so I do not have as much room for a full 108 key keyboard. Another big thing that I really do love about this keyboard is its amazing build quality. This keyboard is probably one of the sturdiest I've ever felt. This thing is barely, like, I can barely even bend this thing. I mean, again, I'm not that strong. I'd probably have to ask somebody like my girlfriend to do it. But this keyboard is definitely very, very, very sturdy. Now, this keyboard does have a full aluminum plate right here. Just like our past keyboards we were looking at, this keyboard is just a lot. It's not as hollow as the last keyboards. It is very, very heavy. This is probably one of the heaviest keyboards I have ever used in my just lifetime. I've never used a keyboard with this much heft to it. Now our keycaps on this keyboard, now don't mind the spacebar. The spacebar I just took off and I put on here because it has the E-Element branding on it, and I just put it on here. No, this is from the Z88. This is the original spacebar that was on it. Do not, just ignore it because this is definitely not an E-Element keyboard. It's a Redragon keyboard. But these keycaps, these are ABS plastic. I'll pull these off. They're double shot, as you guys can see. Let me go ahead and focus. Yeah, so as you guys can see, these are double shot. They are ABS plastic. And why you can tell these are ABS is, first of all, they can rub, they just get a lot of shine after a while, which is why I usually tend to buy PBT keycaps for only like 20. You can even get some kits for only like 15, even $10 on Amazon for a full 108 key layout of PBT keycaps, which is something that I would highly recommend to somebody who is going to be using a keyboard for a long time. But as I was saying, these are double shot ABS keycaps, which means that when it was being constructed, it has 2 layers built into it. We have the top shell here, which is this black plastic, and then this is what is showing our legends. So the legends can't rub off. Now these can because these are laser etched, but these cannot because this is an entire other set of plastic, so I cannot rub that off. And let's go ahead and put that back on if I'm not dumb enough to... Oh my gosh, this is really sad. There we go. Alright, so now let's talk about the switches on this keyboard. So as I said before, this keyboard has Otemu blue switches, as you can see right here. These are the Otemu blue switches. I'll pull this up right here so you can get a closer look. Now, these are not the ones that are removable, which is unfortunate because at the time, again, I did not know you could remove key switches from a keyboard when I bought this thing. Sorry for that table rattle there. But these key switches are definitely pretty rugged, just like the rest of the keyboard. They have a very defining click. I'll be doing a typing test at the end of the video, as always. These key switches barely move around inside of the socket, which is really nice, which is something that I've had a problem with the removable key switches. But these key switches are definitely very sturdy. Now, the keycaps, on the other hand, because these do not have the pieces of plastic that come up on the sides for dust resistance or to stop the key wobble, these keys wobble a lot. Like, as you can see here, sorry for the camera rattling here, but you can see we have a lot of key wobble here. So if you are somebody who really wants a really just firm in there keycap that's not going to budge, this keyboard is probably not for you. Now for the price, which I paid $35 for this keyboard, it definitely has really great build quality, but it is lacking the features that some other keyboards for this price have. For example, when I was taking a look at the Z77, that had removable key switches, and it had much nicer keycaps. The plastic on it was a lot better than these were. It was just a better profiling on the keycaps, and it had a better design. This is a very simple design. Now again, I know a lot of people like this design. It's a very good design if you are looking for something that's just going to last you a long time. Now the keycaps are not going to last you a long time, but the keyboard itself is a total tank. Now a problem that I do have is, as you can see here, this cable is not removable, which I would have liked to see on a keyboard like this one. And again, the price for the features that we're getting, it is nowhere near bad, but I could say you could do better from companies like eElement, which I definitely recommend looking at. No, I am not sponsored, although eElement, if you do want to sponsor me, just hit me up. That'd be really great. This keyboard does have, as you guys probably saw, flip out feet. They are rubber coated, so this thing does not move around just to keep up with the sturdiness of this build of this keyboard. So the main selling point of this keyboard is definitely just because it's 1, cheap, 2, mechanical and clicky. Now sure, they're not cherry or anything, but they are Otemu, and they are definitely really good clicky switches if you're into that sort of thing. 3, the build quality is amazing. I would totally recommend this keyboard if you just want something that's going to last you a long time, because this keyboard definitely held up really well for me. And 4, I would just say, overall, the design of this keyboard is really sleek. Besides, again, I'm not a fan of the gamery font anymore. But these keycaps are very great for the RGB backlighting. And the design, the lighting, it looks very futuristic, like cyberpunky sort of thing if you're into that theme. We have a lot of keys that we can use to program, lots of different backlighting effects, and the key feel is definitely pretty good for the price you're paying. Well guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Typing test will be coming up in just a second, But I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this review of the Redragon K551 Vara mechanical gaming keyboard. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.